everyone, this is Patrice from My Embellished Life. Welcome back to my channel where I show you guys all of my sewing shenanigans and whatever else tickles my fancy. Thank you so much for stopping by and decided to embark on this incredible journey with me. Hello. Now you guys, it's Friday evening and I'm feeling to do something different today. So the pattern at hand is Butterick 6332 and it is one of the lifestyle wardrobe patterns. Love them, love them, love them. Listen, you can create an entire wardrobe from one pattern. Hello. Anyway, so the pattern of choice, no, not the pattern of choice, the view that I'm going to work on this evening is view D. It is the trouser pattern and we're gonna hope for the best. You guys know that I am on a quest this year to get my fitting and adjustments right, and I think I've meddled enough with the top region. I think I have a pretty good idea of what's going on up here, and now it's time to take it down low. Yeah, so we're gonna take it down low and we're gonna start doing some adjustments for my trousers. Now my point of reference, I'm going to be relying on Sister Nancy Simon and her method, and I'm using one of her books, Fitting Finesse. And this is the late Sister Nancy Simon here. Now this book was first published, I think in either 94 or 95, but the information is still relevant for today. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be using, and I'm going to be using her methods to see whether or not I can get my fit correctly. Now in terms of the fabric, let me show you the fabric. And I'm so excited, you guys, because I had this fabric in my stash for some time now, and I think it's time to use it. Let's see. So it's this navy blue and red fabric. So the background is navy blue and then the print is red. It's sort of some geometric prints and whatever, or abstract, let me say abstract. Yes, but it's absolutely phenomenal. Now I'm not sure what the blend is, to be honest. I bought this from my local fabric store and I've forgotten what the blend is, and I don't see a label anywhere on it. What was I thinking? Anyway, but I do know I have quite a bit of this fabric. I think it's about 6 yards of this fabric I have. Yeah, so I'm going to use that fabric. Yeah, so let's get into this. Sew with me for Butterick 6332. We're just hoping for the best here, you guys. And as usual, let me put my disclaimer out there. This is no way, shape, or form a tutorial for Butterick 6332. No, it is not. You guys know that this is just a behind the scenes and me showing you all of my shenanigans. Lord of mercy, I hope there's minimal today. But we're going to hope for the best. So I'm going to take you to the table and we're going to talk a bit about my adjustments and the Fitting Finesse book. So let's get started. All right, guys. So here I am, my point of reference in Fitting Finesse. It's Pants Fitting Finesse. And so I've already cut out the pattern, like I said, and I've done some stuff. So I'm just going to walk you through what I've done so far, and then I'm going to continue. So the first thing in the book, in this section for pants, is that Nancy talks about choosing the right size and how to choose the right size and how to measure your figure. Now, with Nancy Simon's method with the pivot and slide, okay, she has a point of reference that corresponds to a pattern size. So in the tops, it's the front bust adjustment that corresponds to a size for the big four, and that is the size that you will always use, and then you make your adjustments from there. With the trousers or with pants, Nancy recommends that you use your hip measurements, and the hip measurements corresponds with a size, and that's the size that you're going to use, and then you make your alterations and your adjustments from there. So my hip is actually 40.5. Now, according to Nancy, that size will correspond with a size 12. However, the size that I have, the smallest size that I have for this pattern is a size 16, because I wasn't thinking at the time. At the time, I was more focusing on the top and on the dress. I wasn't thinking on the trousers. So the smallest size that I have is a size 16. So we're gonna play around with this size nonetheless, and we're gonna hope for the best and see what happens. But if I had a size 12, that would have been the pattern that I choose. Okay, so I've got the pattern. I've already cut it out, and it's 3 pattern pieces: the front, the back, and the waistband. And I'm going to deal with the waistband at another time. So now I want to find out some specific measurements. So according to Sister Nancy, I will need to know my pant leg, the side curve length, also the crotch length, and in addition to my waist, hip, and thigh measurements as well. And then she also talks about adding ease and which measurements I should add the ease to. So with all of that, she provides a table, okay? And this is where you're going to fill out all of the information that I've already filled out. So with the table, I have the length, the side curve, crotch, waist, hip, thigh, and also the pattern envelope measurements, my measurements, which includes the ease, and she tells you which measurements you're going to add the ease to and how much, the difference after you've done the calculations, and whether there needs to be an alteration or not. Okay, so I've went ahead and filled in the table with the pattern measurements and also my measurements, and I've decided which areas that I want to do any sort of adjustments. So I'm going to leave the length as it is because, like I said, it's midi length. My measurements here is for a full length. I don't want to lengthen the trousers at this particular point, and I don't have issues with trouser lengths from the patterns anyway, so it's gonna catch me midi length. So I'm not going to do any adjustments to the length. My side curve, I am going to do an adjustment because there's a difference of 1 3/4 inches. So I'm going to make the adjustments for that. There's also an adjustment that I would have to take in consideration for my crotch as well. And then there's the waist, because I have to do an adjustment to my waist. The hip measurements, I don't need to do any adjustment for that. And also because that my thigh measurement, is not the widest point on my body, I decided not to do any measurements on that as well. So I've also made notes because this is going to go into my docket for future reference. So I made a note talking about the length, why I didn't make any adjustment to the length and the tie. There's a third note that I made here because I know that I need to do a flat butt adjustment, and that adjustment I'm going to decrease 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to start with that in my seat area. Yes, the good Lord didn't see it fit to bless me back there, so therefore I need to do that adjustment, and then we're gonna see how it goes. So let's go to the pattern piece. So here are the 2 pattern pieces for the pants. The one on top is the front, and then this one is the back. So what I've done, because I wanted to get an understanding of what Sister Nancy was talking about, I actually went through all of the steps on the pattern. So the pattern does provide you the measurements, but I did all the measurements on the pattern just to get a feel of what she was talking about, and to make sure, you know, what the hip and the waist measurements were saying, that they actually corresponded to, you know, the pattern. So yes, I did that. So one of the first thing I did before I did the measurement is that I established, you know, the reference line. So I had to put in one in the front, the crotch line, the hip line, and also I did one for the knee line as well. So in the back pattern piece, you know, the crotch line is already indicated, but it's not indicated on the front. So I had to insert that, and Sister Nancy tells you how to find it in the book. 2 inches above the crotch line, there's my hip line according to Sister Nancy, and then the midway point between the crotch line and the hemline, that's where you put in the reference for the knee line. And I did all of that for the front piece and the back piece. The second thing that I did is that you have to establish your pivot points, because like I said, it's the pivot and slide method. So there are certain points on the pattern where those pivot points are going to be. So let's go and do the pivot and slide. In terms of the adjustments, yeah, that is what I'm going to do. I think that I'm going to leave the flat seat adjustment for a later date. I think I'm going to do one at a time. Reason being that I've done a little research, and the general consensus is that when you shorten the crotch line and do the flat seated adjustment, it's basically doing the same thing. And so therefore, if those 2 adjustments are needed, you know, caution. So I think I'm going to just leave the crotch length shortened. I'm going to do the adjustments one at a time and see. So I'm just going to do the shortened crotch length, and then if I need to do the adjustment, I will take that into consideration. But yeah, so that's just a slight change. I am going to omit the flat seat adjustment for now. Or in my other pair of trousers, I would see if I leave the crotch length alone, and if I just do the flat seat adjustment, what happens. We'll see. It's all about the shenanigans and the experimentations here, people. So yes, so I've done the adjustments to the front and the back, as you've already seen. I haven't cut out the waistband as yet, so when I get to that part, I'll look at the adjustments and the transferring of the markings for that. This trousers has a mock fly front zipper. That should be interesting. You know, I've done it before. Yes, I have. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So let's take a look at these instructions and see how far that I get this evening. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. The instructions are readable. They are doable. I like the size. I like the font. Thank you, Butterick. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's get into sewing up this bad boy, and let's see how we get. Lord, I'm excited and anxious at the same time to see the outcome of these adjustments. So let's go. This is what I'm working with after the pivot and slide. Which pattern is this? This is the front pattern. So you can see the extra paper. You can see where I've did the shortening of the crotch and also adjusted for the my side curve, so it's on the back paper. Okay, So, and then I did make sure that I did cut out the fabric to the adjustment and not the original pattern. So yeah, and the back pattern is the same as well. So maybe one day I'll do an entire video in depth with the pivot and slide. One day we'll see. But for now, rest assured, this was the outcome. Now let's get these darts sorted. Now in the instructions, yeah, after the dart, the zipper is the next thing on the docket. So I think I'll just be good and just follow the instructions as it says. So after the dart, we're going to fiddle with the zipper. So I've already inserted the front darts and I'm going to do the back darts, but I just wanted to pivot just a bit and insert the marker front fly zipper. And I'm going to refer back to a tutorial that I used last year when I was doing my summer bunch series, the one that failed. Go back and watch that video. That was for my course 7982. Yes, so I used the tutorial for the mock front fly zipper from Dammy Dimension, and I quite liked her tutorial and the way that she explained it. So I'm just going to go back to refresh myself, and then I'm going to insert this zipper, and then we'll go from there. Oh my goodness, so I'm almost there. Okay, I've already attached the zipper. The only thing that I have to do, let me flip this bad boy to the front, is that I have to do this arch thingy to the front. So yeah, Dammy Dimension people, yes. The zipper is inserted, you guys. I tell you, Dammy Dimension, she rescues me every time when I have to do these fly front zippers. So it's in. She's working. Let me just find a zipper pull. Yeah, she's working. And now I'm just going to continue with the rest of the pants. Hopefully this is my only shenanigans, but we'll see. Okay. Okay, time for an update. Let me show you guys what I've done so far. Oh my goodness, the shenanigans would not stop. I had to take myself off camera for just a little bit. Oh my goodness. So okay, just a quick update. So I put in the darts, I put in my fly front zipper, which I'm so proud of. I've already connected the inner legs, and I've connected the crotch area, and now I'm about to do the side seams, and then I could try on the pants. But before I do that, let me just tell you about the other shenanigans that I encountered that made me took myself off camera for just a little bit. You know, I was happy trotting along, just trotting along, and then I didn't realize that when I was stitching the inner legs together, that I was actually stitching the two back inner legs together, and I searched it and everything. Oh my goodness. So by the time I got to the part to say, okay, let me connect the crotch area, and I'm looking at this irregular shape. What on earth? So yeah, went back to my instructions. I'm like, Patrice, you screwed up. So I had to go back, take down all of that, and put it together the correct way. So now I'm just going to put the side seams together and then try on this bad boy, and I think I'm going to call it a night from there. After that, it's just the waistband that I have to cut out and do what I need to do with it, and the hem. But I'm so excited to try this bad boy on, so let's get to the side seams and we'll see what we're working with. Okay guys, we have a pant. And now the time is here to try this bad boy on, and I am hella nervous. Ooh. Oh my goodness, I hope this thing works out. So I've just realized that this thing doesn't have any pockets. Yeah, I can't do a trouser without pockets, so we gotta add some pockets in it before I put on the waistband. But let me go and try this bad boy on, and let's just hope for the best here. Are you? Avex. Asovex. Have you ever been so upset that the only thing you can do is laugh? That's where I'm at right about now. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me show you this outcome of the trousers, but it didn't go as I expected it, but let me show you this trouser. Okay guys, so this is what the outcome is, and I am not happy at all of that work. Oh my goodness. It's not fitting how I would have liked it to fit. I have some spacing in the waist still, and I have some baggage going at the front along my crotch line still as well. As you can see, this fold here that I'm touching, yeah, I don't like that. Maybe I didn't adjust the crotch length enough, or shorten the crotch length enough. Oh, yeah. And then at the back, as you can see, I have some horizontal stuff going on here and some folding going along the bias down the shaft of each leg. So maybe, just maybe, I should have done the flat seat adjustment. Yeah, but this is definitely not it. So yeah, it is what it is. So this is the outcome, and we're just gonna wrap it up from here. So guys, this experiment is definitely a wash for me. Definitely a wash for me. Didn't have any success with it, and I think the main reason why is that I didn't start with my correct size to begin with. As if you guys remembered, I was supposed to start with a size 12 and then make the adjustments from there, but I didn't have the size 12, so I used the smallest size that I have, which was the 16. So that may have contributed to the outcome as well. Just a lot of baggage, just a lot of foliage, and I don't like it. I really want to master the tailored or the fitted or the tapered trousers, let me say that, because I really like that look for my workwear. You guys know that I love me a good wide leg pants, and I make a lot of wide leg pants, but I need to master this tapered trouser. So this first experiment is definitely a wash for me. I just feel like just taking this thing and just throwing it in the rubbish. It is what it is. every experiment cannot be right the first time. So definitely a learning experience for me. I am going to go back and do it in a smaller size, my correct size to begin with. Would I do it in this pattern? Well, I really like the trousers from this pattern, so I may or may not get the smaller size for this pattern, or I just might use another pattern that has a similar pants. But we'll see. More shenanigans. But until then, thank you so much for stopping by and spending some time with me and just embracing all of my shenanigans. Listen, if you find this video entertaining and it stuck with me for this long, you know what to do. Drop a comment, subscribe, click that notification bell below. Listen, I need some advice, people, so definitely drop those in the comments and tell your girl what else she should have thought of or what she should do in the future so that she, meaning me, can get a proper fit for my tapered trousers. Tell me, okay? But until then, I hope you have a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Think lovely thoughts, keep on smiling, and always remember to make beautiful and wonderful things. Oh my goodness. Princey, why are you looking at me like that? Do you want to say hi to the peoples? Come. Come, Princey. Come say hi to the peoples. I always hear your bells jingling. Come tell them goodbye. Tell them bye-bye. Come. Tell them bye-bye. Tell them bye-bye. Tell the peoples bye-bye. Tell the peoples bye-bye. Tell them bye-bye. Say, bye, people. Come visit me another day. You want to tell them hello too? Come, tell them. Come, Majesty. Come. Up. Tell them hello. Ooh, you are a big one. Tell the people, come back soon. All right, people. Bye.